Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our fourth episode of Virtual Tea Time Talk with Chuah. I'm Chuah, the CEO from Process. Nice to have you guys for joining us today. It's already the fourth episode. If you guys still don't have a cup of tea or coffee on your desk, don't worry. Just click on the link in the chat box or scan the QR code at the bottom right of your screen to get your 25 ringgit voucher sponsored by Big Two Bazaar now. Okay, Proceus strives to provide the best end-to-end property technology solution for the construction and property development industry in digital adoption process. We are helping our client to transform the property buying journey in a unique, fully virtual, highly trustable, and transparent experience. Yeah, so before we enter into today's talk, I would like to share a screen to you guys to know what Proceus are providing right now. Okay, if you guys want to know furthermore or want to have a demo on the solution that we provide based on our video just now, just click on the link in the chat box to WhatsApp us. Based on our survey that we did for the last few episodes, we found that most of our audience is eager to know about how inbound virtual marketing to contactless lead to sales digital solution. And today, we will be talking about how to choose the best digital solution for lead to sales management. Okay, in order to provide the professional knowledge to everyone today, I'm inviting our partner, which come from this different expertise, to join us today. So if you guys have any question for our speaker, just drop inside the Q&A section there. We will answer your query later during the Q&A section. Okay, let's welcome our first speaker, Mr. Charles Tan, the founder of copyandproperty.com. He is the blog expert today. Okay, maybe I just have a very brief introduction about Charles. Okay, Charles is the founder of the copyandproperty.com, one of the leading independent property blog in Malaysia. And in 2020 alone, he has spoken at 52 real estate events across 9 Malaysian states and also Singapore. His article and view have appeared in national newspaper, magazine, and even the property listing portal since many years ago. And besides that, he is also having a very experience about the property investment and has been a judge for the real estate award too. Yeah, Charles, as a blog expert, I believe that content is one of the very important aspect in delivering message to your audience, right? Perhaps you can share with us about how to define the right message we need to post so that we can make sure that the audience is attracted and looking for the content. Yeah, Charles,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay, so hi everyone. Actually, the 52 Talks was in 2019, before the COVID-19 arrived. So in 2020, I did about 30 over talks, no longer 52 talks. So about the first topic, content, right? So if we go to the next slide. Actually, we often have this mindset that if I want to do marketing, it should be about leads. So the question that always being asked is that, how many leads can you generate for me? Everyone asks that question. Actually, if you really understand about leads, right, we need to know a little bit more before we start talking about leads. I'm serious. Yeah. Just imagine you as a property developer or any other business, you generated 10,000 leads, or let's say one whole month, 10,000 people come to your sales gallery or go to your website to look at the launching. 10,000. What is your conversion? It is not about the lead. It is about the conversion. Yeah. Okay. If we go to the next slide, let's talk a little bit about before we lead, right? So the first thing that we want to always understand is, have we identified the right target? I give you a very good example. If you are a property developer and you are developing a big size condominium, big size, right? Let's say 1,700 square feet. Have you identified who is your target market? Is it those people who have smaller size condos right now, thinking of upgrade? Maybe. Is it a family who is staying in some old landed houses who now wants a condominium whereby they can enjoy facilities? Maybe. So all these are the targets that you need to identify before you even start talking about all these leads. Because if you identify the right target, then you can have the right message. And with the right message, we are then able to get good leads. Imagine someone coming to your project and still ask about what size is the project. Maybe your advertisement has failed. Or people coming to your project and still want to ask, do you sell landed? Even though you have already told them you are selling large size condominium, right? That's why the target market is important, and then the right message. And next, actually the next one depends on you. Do you actually have the right branding? As a buyer, every time I browse through my Facebook, I will usually see some property advertisements. There are brands, property developer brands that I know, and there are brands that I am not familiar at all. Put yourself in the shoe of the buyer, potential buyer. If I see a brand I know, would I click? Chances are yes. If I see a brand that I do not know, would I click? Chances are lower. So go back to understanding about your brand. It is not even about becoming a top 10 brand. It is definitely becoming a brand that people can recognize. So, do people recognize your brand? Do they have a positive thinking about the brand itself? Once you have done all this, assuming now people know you, now you have the right target market, and now you have the right message to target them, so they come. Do we now have the right conversion team? Everyone is saying that technology is so important. Technology can help us close our property sales. Let me remind everyone again. Property is not shampoo. You cannot do a campaign, look at the video, someone do the hair very nicely, and you buy a shampoo. Property, even if I have viewed the 360 video, even if I have viewed the drone shots, I will still need to ask many questions. I will still need to ask and have all these answers before I even decide, should I shortlist this into my final 5? So, are you ready? Is your sales team ready? Assuming I call the line, right? I call the salesperson. The first thing the salesperson asks me is, do you want to buy? Are you interested to buy? That means you have failed. The first thing a salesperson should be doing is to understand, what am I looking for? It is not even, are you looking for a condo? No, this is not even the question. Because if everything is done right, when I call, it's definitely for the large size condo. So the question should be something like, are you looking to buy for your family? The next question may be, how many people in the family? The next question may be, how many cars are there in the family? And the next question may be, where do you work? When you have all these right questions, then you will realize conversion has increased. And this is the reason why, before you even talk about all this lead generation and things like that, all this homework must be done. Please do not waste the leads. Yeah. So if you go to the next slide. So when we go to the next slide, we talk about AIDA, AIDA, the awareness, the interest, the desire, and action, right? So if we look at awareness, right, you are going to tell the world, you are going to use every media to tell the world. That you must do. You cannot run away. Many years ago, someone told me that I just need to advertise in 3 newspapers and that's it. If I were to meet that developer again, I would laugh at the developer today. Today, when you launch any project, you will definitely need to do it online. You will definitely need to have online presence. You will definitely need to do 360 videos. You will definitely need to do a drone shot. That is for sure. Yeah, because when you tell everyone, you must also get their interest. And to get their interest, you need to have all these things ready for them. Because if I only see 1,700 square feet, I have no idea yet. Until you show me 1,700 square feet is huge, I have a very nice view, then you get my interest. Now I'm interested. Yeah. However, if you want to get them to desire, that means, oh, I really want it, then it must have additional things. A very good example is, remember just now we talked about the target, right? So if your target is family, then during the video, there should already be some kids running around, the family going to the poolside, everyone laughing. Those are the things that will create a desire. That is the reason why everything has to start from the target market and then the right message. Yeah. Otherwise, technology will not be able to help you. Last but not least, of course, the action. Definitely, we talk about the sales people just now. And before AIDA, right? Everyone, before AIDA, AIDA, actually there's an E in front. E is education. There was this question posed to me last week about, can a property deal be closed online? Actually, yes. If you ask me, my answer is yes. However, the person that start the journey must already be educated. I give you a very good example. If in my mind, I always think that if I want to buy big size, it's all about landed. Then no matter what you do via technology, I will still not use your technology. I will still think it must be landed, it must be landed. So whatever you do, I don't care. However, if you educate me that landed property today is actually getting smaller. Last time you may have 26 by 80, 24 by 80. Today, even 18 by 65 is very common, right? So the size is actually getting smaller. Do they know about it? If you educate them, and then now you tell them there's a large size condo, then they realize actually landed property is no longer that big. Large size condo may be an option. Then they may look at your advertisement. and then the AIDA cycle starts. So this is my sharing today. The AIDA must always be added with an E in front, education. Okay, back to you, Chuah.
Hey, thanks Charles. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, it's a very interesting sharing that you actually talking about how the so-called the property agent should use the IDA and also the technology to influence the buyer. Yeah, not only just keep on selling and selling, but also provide some of the knowledge and also their own experience on what the property market today. In order to educate the buyer so that they have more knowledge to choose their correct property online. Yeah, okay. So if let's say for our audience, if you guys got any question for Charles, just drop inside the Q&A section. We will answer your queries later during our Q&A section. Okay, thank you, Charles. Okay, so here's our second speaker today. Okay, let us welcome Mr. Atas Ong, okay, the director of My 3D Vision 360 virtual tour expert today. Hi, Atas. Hello. Yeah. Okay, so for our actors, okay, for our actors, our second speaker today, okay, maybe I just give some brief introduction about him. Okay, Arthurs is a 360 virtual tour expert, and he created mobile sales gallery that enable any industry to promote, to experience, and to connect remotely with their customer, leading to closing of the deals in a highly effective manner. Yes, hi, Arthurs. Hello, Atas, are you there?
Yes. Hi, Charles.
Hi, Atas. Finally, you are here. Okay, I believe that you will have a plenty of the interesting virtual tour example to show our audience today. Yeah, maybe I just pass the stage to you so that you can have your presentation now.
Yeah, thank you, Charles, for the intro. Yes. We we have been in the market for 15 years. Before this pandemic, there's a lot of things that we developed. It's all done in the sales gallery, where's the property sales gallery. But now because of the pandemic, the lockdown, the restrictions and all those. So today I'm going to present something is relevant, something that the platform that allowed developers to connect remotely to the prospects to in an experiential, engaging, and exploration by the prospects effectively. How to do it that is leading to a sales. Are we having the slides? Yeah, the slide is not on the screen. Okay. This is a virtual sales gallery. What you see here is a physical sales gallery, but what we can do is we actually bring it into a virtual so that it can reach out to your prospect, and you can allow your sales team to promote or put it up to the market so that the prospect are able to explore, experience together with your sales team or your sales agents. Next slide. Yeah. So here you're able to see tour like 360. I think everyone will know that how to tour. But what we have here is we are able to bring out any of the elements, any of the board display, so that it can bring forward to the screen. Yeah, next. So while you're touring, you can bring information to the screen so that you can see, you can more clearly of what you're actually exploring. Can move on. Yeah, next slide. So as you turn around, if it is a TV screen, you can click on it so that you can bring out a TV screen, bring out the video. Okay. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to let you see what is actually going to happen. Currently, these are all, I'll say, quite basic informations as we go through. Next. So when you come to a show units, again, you can enter and see the show units. Next. So here you're able to explore like what you have on Matterport, but what we have here, there's actually more features that we can do in the virtual sales gallery. I mean, into the show units rather than just a normal tour in the units. Next. Okay. Then what happens if you see a building? What do you call that in a sales gallery? So what you can do, you can click on your buildings. This is your launch block, for example. Next. Then it will bring you straight to the actual site where the building is superimposed on the site, able to look around and see a development in relation to the surrounding. Next. So again, when you click on the facility, you can go to the facility. There are multiple facilities here. You can turn to on day to night, internal of the internal spaces. Next. And then what happens is there's a context build site. When you click on the context site, you're able to get into the context view. Next. So here you are able to explore and around the surrounding, because when it comes to development, it's all about what is the product and what you have on the surrounding. Next. So here we are able to bring out the information that is required so that you can actually click on it and to explore very quickly. You'll understand what you have in the surrounding in relation to the development. Yeah. Next. So yeah. Again, the language, you can have dual language, English and Chinese is quite universal, so easily you can click and then you can change it. Next. Okay, okay, the interesting part here is the reason that this presentation is how to close the sales. There is this platform out there to be able to communicate with your prospect and allow the sales agent to reach out to your prospect. But what about the sales? Yeah, the sales is always like it's not it's a separate thing. But what we do here is the integrations. So when you click on the book now, next. The same thing. So for any of the interest party who would like to book the property or right to register, they can register interest so that the leads are captured. So next. Once it's captured, rather than just a normal leads or someone just to come in just to view, but this one will need very simple OTP verifications that a push notification will send to the phone, and then you have this push up or to send to the email. Then once it's keyed in, then you're actually capturing a genuine leads. So then you start to go into like the selection of the units. So here you can see there's a key plan that's on the left top corner. We are able to view the surrounding. At the same time, you know which are the units actually having which view, yeah, at which level. Next. Then after that, we can select the level or the unit you wanted and you bring out the level plan. And here you can see which are the unit that's available, booked or sold very quickly. Then you can click on particular units that's selected. Next. And it brings out the information of the units, the specifications, the plan, and what are the what do you call that, the pricing and all those. Yeah, it's all in it. Next. Here, we'll fill up the profile. After selecting of the properties, you start to fill in out the information in the profile. And next, I think there's 2 slides here. So once filling up the information, we'll keep save. Next. And that's where the confirmation of the signing of the units and confirm the bookings. So it's a process that next. It's a process that allowed your property to reach out to the market and able to close the sales effectively and very conveniently, so that it doesn't have to go back and forth or filling out a form and all those. Everything will be done online. So this is virtual gallery that we're looking at. Next. Okay, there are additional features which is actually very useful and for selling the property or explaining the property. What you have just now is one of the project sample that we have. I'm going to show you the video later on how the thing works, but I want to show you additional feature that is useful. Next. So here is just a demonstrations. This is also one of our projects. On the left, you can see daytime. On the right is nighttime. Here we can just very quickly we can swap and see the different mode. This is very useful, especially when it comes to morning sunrise or sunset golden hours, or with the beach view with this beautiful moment that we have. You can integrate in here. Next. And another thing is like when you get into the units, what you usually see is just walk around the units. But what we provided here is you are able to select the view while the selected units that you have, and you are able to look up what are the level that you are looking at. Currently, you can see the bigger screen is actually on level the lower level, but the smaller screen is actually on the higher level. So there is a shift the view that you're getting as you change the level. Yeah, this features is also available. Next. And then another very useful features is when you're selling a property, it's all explaining this is provided, this is not provided. Yeah, there's a lot of explanations. But what we have here is just a click. You are able to differentiate whatever you have on the left is a bare finish, on the right is ID finish. So easily you can recognize which are the elements, what are we getting at the end of the day. So it's very easy to compare. Next. Another very useful features as well. This is a two-way communications, which is actually allowed your sales agents or your sales team to actually reach out to prospects and to give them a guided tour. You can do an invite from Korea, US, Singapore, UK, can come together on one platform, and then we can give them a tour. So this is a two-way tours. What it meant is you can always pass to your prospect to actually take control of the screen so that you have a more effective communications. Next. Yes. Okay. There's this another features because this is what makes the sales happens. Yeah. We what we created here also we're going to create unlimited agents. What it meant is you can register if you say that you have a 30 sales team in the company. You can register each and every one of your sales team. You have one unique URL, means they can share. Every one of them can share at the same time and reach out to the prospect at one time and give them a guided tour. So everyone will have individual link, URL link. Not only that, if you're actually engaging sales agents, those property agents, we can also register them so they can actually sell your property as well. And each of them also have their unique URL, which they will reach out to their own, what do you call that, potential clients. So this is unlimited, yeah, registration that we can create for you. Next. Okay, this is database. We did one project recently during MCO lockdown 2.0, which is Chinese New Year, fully locked down, and the sales gallery is closed, fully closed. It's not operating. But during that time, they actually get the highest sales in 2 months. They managed to achieve their first quarter sales, which is also exceeded their first quarter sales, achieving the target and through this assistant of this sales gallery, virtual sales gallery. They allowed the sales agent and the sales team to reach out to the prospect and close the sales. Next. This is just to show you the access. Once this is set up, basically you can engage any agents. We do have agents from Middle East, from some of our developers from China and other parts of the countries. They are actually able to get this platform. Once it's built, they can use this platform to let their agents overseas to actually promote and sell their property. And this is also accessible. Yeah, you can reach out to any potential prospect globally. Yeah. Next. Okay, now I'm going to show you one sample of the videos so that you get an idea, better ideas of how it works. Yeah. So this is actual sales gallery. Yeah, you can navigate, you can tour around like the normal gallery. And any of the board that you can see that has highlights, you can actually click on it to bring out to the screen. Yeah. So the floor plans, if you see the floor plan, you can bring it out so that, or you can zoom in and zoom out. If there's a TV screen, you can bring out, they will be playing a video. Yeah, any other image that you have here, you can actually bring it up, yeah, to the screen, yeah, so that you can see it clearly. Again, there's actually a show units attached to it. You can click on it and then you can enter to the show units. Yeah, this is normal navigations. Yeah, you can have. Yeah. But again, the view and what do you call that, the change of the bed or furnish, that features can be provided. Yeah, it doesn't show here for now. And the screen that you see, that you can control the speed, because we try to keep it short so that it's a bit rushed here. And what you can see now, probably you're going to go to the model. Say that there's a model display here. You can click on the model, then you can go straight to see the development. This is the actual site of the model in relation to the context. So yeah, in the model also we can integrate like the facility, so you can click on it. You can bring out the facility. There's a pool at the higher floor. This is day view. We can change to night view, so you can see the different modes. There's another facilities. So from the context to the facilities, exploring the facilities. So any elements that you wanted to bring out, you can bring it up. So you can back to the gallery. And now we go to the context. Yeah. So again, context. It's good to bring out information of the surrounding context. So we can have a tab to bring out different informations. And another way of bring out information is to just come out pop up above rather than bring out to the screen, so that it's easier to navigate. So you can move from one point to another point. Again, this is a development, and this is coming to making a selection of units. So while you are seeing, you can see the radar on the left top. The radar actually moves while we actually rotating, and we can click on the unit. Say that you have selected units, so you key in. These are all the process like presented just now. It leads you to make a reservations to capture the view that you wanted, the type of units you wanted, and closing the sales. Yeah, basically, this is a very quick and summary of what we have. Yeah, but we can actually do it for you, so that you can reach out to your prospect, to engage them, to get them to experience it in an effective manner that's leading to your sales. That's it on my presentation, and thank you for your time. Back to Charles. Chuah.
Yeah, thank you, Arthur. Yeah, seems like for now, what I think what our audience previously know that for most of the 360 and also the 3D modeling, I think most of that is just for viewing purpose. But seems like this weapon at your hand, it become a booking weapon already. That even that the audience or the buyer can directly do the booking after they viewing all the 3D and also the virtual thing in your solution there. Okay, so for our audience, if let's say you guys have any question for others, just drop inside the Q&A section. Later we will answer your query during the Q&A section. Okay, thank you, others
Thank you.
again. Yeah, so for last but not least, welcome our third and the last speaker today. Okay, welcome Dr. Daniel Gambaro. Yeah, the propanomist and the digital marketing expert. Okay, so Dr. Daniel has helped a lot of property developer and even the government agency in the Southeast Asia in spreading the sustainable property development through his big data analysis and also his own proponomy modeling. Yeah, at the same time, Dr. Daniel also as a digital marketing expert, he advocates and the social media growth through the organic reach and by using his innovative SEO and also SEM method. Yeah, so Dr. Daniel, maybe can you explain more about how to build the audience through the high visibility research with the help of the different kind of the search engine, and also how does the inbound marketing works, and how a lead can turn from cold or warm into a very hot one? Yeah, Dr. Daniel.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. Thank you, Chuah. Thank you, ProSales, for having me here today. And we have been hearing two different ways of approaching the marketing experience, the new digital experience of buying a property online. From Charles, talking to us a lot about education, about relevant content, from Arthur's just now, understanding what developer can actually offer online to their buyers. Now, my side, I am here to kind of bit of summarize with some taste of hot chili pepper today and talking about how SEO and inbound marketing will be one side boosting your sales, the other side uh, building up a strong brand. So let's start talking about spiral and funnel, or better, talking about hot chili pepper. Let's talk SEO. Next, SEO is what allows, with the use of two different type of platforms that we have available nowadays. One is a very beautiful place, which is called website, which can be dressed up beautifully by technology such as the one that Arthur has been showing us just now, but is a totally unknown place. It's just as if I say, hey guys, come and see me, but I'm not telling you where I live. All right. So what we do, we use active platform, places where you can engage your viewers, your followers, or social media, also, such as Facebook, such as LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. All these are places where you attract, you have to place, to post relevant content, you have to post educational content, you have to give these people a why for them to come and see you. To come and see you where? At the end of the spiral, in my website, in the website that has been designed for you to be very SEO friendly. SEO means search engine optimization, meaning you keep on posting and attracting people with content, but with one very important component, which is very typical in Southeast Asia and Malaysia above all, the chili padi. You need to put in some taste called keywords in all your posting. You have to create blogs which are currently having plenty of this chili insertion, which are the words, the keywords that your readers, your viewers are keep on looking at. Now, to do this, Charles has been mentioning it very clearly. All of us marketer and developer above all need to start doing one thing, listening very carefully to what the market and the buyers are telling them, what they want, what they need, where they need it, when they need it, and at what price they need it. On top, feed them with plenty of information and education. Next. We have two different type of search engine technique, call it. One is the optimization that I just explained, which is mostly based on organic reach, organic search. Blog is very important. Value must be relevant, educative. And with all these, SEO will allow the developer, the owner of the brand, to build a very strong and long-lasting brand. Then there is the SEM, my friend Sam, search engine marketing, where you start putting in money to produce bigger quantity of leads. But then we will see how in a short while. You look at these two pictures, the single fisherman in a big lake, he is alone. He will definitely catch very, very nice and juicy fishes or trouts or salmon. And you look at the top left picture instead, with all these fishermen taking part in a competition. The fish has been thrown into the pond. It's not a lake, it's a pond. The taste is not there, and the fight is very high to capture those few willing to eat the hook. So which one you want to be, the SEM style or the SEO style? Next. This was the spiral. Now we enter into the funnel, or better, e-funnel, and we are reinventing it. Next, we are reinventing it because we want to use the e-funnel to keep on bringing in the vortex that is normally built into a funnel, people willing to get the values that we are giving them. The market is plenty, is populated by huge quantity of people. Now, these potential buyer come to you because you give them a why, a reason for them to come and see you. It's not the price, it's not the location, is educational content, is relevant content, blog, social media, SEO, webinars, education, relevant. You need to be relevant. Then you transform a past buyer, a user, in a visitor. That person will keep on coming in and check on you. Then you give them what? You give them landing pages with new experiences. The beautiful experience, the what they will find inside. You give them some sneak peek into your landing page, into your article, into your blog, and the visitor finally become a lead. Decide to push the button and say, oh, this one is interesting. Besides having received a lot of education, I also want to know more about this project. So I push the button, call for action, and I become a lead. Now, as a lead, I must be nurtured. I must be kept on being warmed up to go from a cold to warm status into a hot status, and then be ready to become a buyer, a client. Now, if the experience in the 3 previous steps has been very positive, this buyer, happy buyer, will be the best advertisement free of charge that you are going to have. Because why? He becomes an advocate. He will start shouting out, wow, I purchased a unit in this beautiful project, fantastic, great content. I've been learning a lot first, then great experience, and he becomes first a loyal buyer, and secondly, he becomes an advocate, an ambassador of your brand. So with SEO and inbound marketing, this is exactly what inbound is a magnet that attracts people with good vibes of education and relevant content. You build up your brand, you build up a high quality number of leads. Quality against quantity. Next. And this is exactly what outbound and inbound marketing are. The difference. Outbound, you are throwing money. You are attracting people with impressive type of advertisement. You invest a lot of money, and once in a while, out of 100 leads, you get one that finally come and see you at the gallery. Versus inbound marketing, where the money that you put in definitely less compared to the outbound, but the content you put in is much more. And people are like to spend time in your funnel, and then they come in and enter in another funnel, which transform them from lead and clients into advocates. Next. And we talk about money. We talk about money and ROI. We all know how much is today the cost per lead. All right. When I go for outbound marketing, I got tons of leads. How many are real? I'm saying this for direct experience. I have been in sales of projects, my group, for years. And I've been giving up because I saw this big waste of money to produce huge quantity of leads, which most of the time were even forgetting that I registered to be called up by one of our sales team. Inbound marketing, you have very reasonable cost. You build a brand, a strong brand. What Charles was saying, you don't need to be one of the first 10. It's good to be the number 35 or the number 70 or the 100, but it's not the ranking that you have. It's the value that people give you because you are giving them back value. Next. So this is it for my presentation. Look for me as Propenomist around. And if you want to know more on how to build a very good SEO, a very good inbound marketing e-funnel, next, you can very simply scan this QR code and I'll be got in touch with you for sure. The Malaysian with an Italian passport and a lot of chili pepper in his pocket to bring some taste on the Y side of your marketing campaign, inbound marketing. That's it. Chua, back to you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Daniel. Yeah, I believe that for our audience, they will be have a lot of questions to asking about the inbound marketing, how they actually spend the lesser money to get the greater result. Okay,
Yeah.
so for now, I think we are going to enter into our Q&A section and also our discussion section. Yeah. Okay, so let me check on the Q&A part. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think this one we got a question. I think this question is for Atos. Do you have Atos? Yeah, this question I think is for you because that they are asking that one of our audience asking that do you have any fact finding which could show the cost of creating a virtual sales gallery and show house is lower than a physical or the real one? Yeah,
Yeah.
and in
Okay.
your view, is it true that creating a new virtual experience is much less expensive and more effective?
Okay, thanks, Chua. When it comes to virtual, basically it can be anything. You can create things by all in 3D objects. You have more flexibility. You're talking about the cost. Probably when you build a showrooms or the show units, it's probably cost about 500,000. But this is probably cost about probably 50 to 80,000. And the good thing about this is it's not just the price because whatever you built. First, when it comes to virtual, you got more flexibility. You can have your model, you can have all your finishes in the higher level. Of course, we try to render it as real as possible, so it looks realistic. But again, then physical gallery is just one location. But virtual, you have flexibility. You can have it in globally. You can access to global. Yeah. But again, whatever you build physically, also it can be captured. It can be incorporated. Yeah. But now the true experience, virtual is when there's no property, there's no sales gallery being built. Virtual is a good option because you don't have to spend a lot of money on the virtual. And I mean the physical sales gallery, you can do it virtual without the physical. There's a few benefits. One is faster. You can have the results so that you can have your marketing product to reach out to the market. And in fact, it doesn't have to be on your gallery. Like what I just it can have is that it can go straight to your development from an area view, like to see the surrounding, and then zoom down to the development and go into the development. You don't even need to have a sales gallery. Yeah.
Oh, Atos, you
Uh,
means that for the property developer, they no need even need to build the actual gallery, but they can for your site you can actually based on their so-called their 3D model to create the virtual sales gallery and also the showroom, right?
Yeah, we can have the sales gallery of their preference. It can be very high tech or very luxury or very class. You can create that. Again, when it comes to the virtual, there's no limits in terms of space, in terms of model you want to display. It have more flexibility and it looks more classy. But again, if it's already done, the sales gallery is already built, it can be easily capture and incorporate in. What I'm saying here is if it's not built yet, the sales gallery have a lot of options to do virtually so that it save you cost, save you time, and easier to reach out to the market. Yeah, quicker and have more flexibility.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think Dr. Daniel got a question.
No, just a additional note to what Arthur was saying that is very right. One thing where developers should be spending, investing a bit of time and money is doing a proper KYC action. They need to know who are their buyers. As Arthur is saying, the design can be very classy, can be very trendy, can be Zen style, can be go on the moon style, spacecraft, whatever. Depends on who are the people you are addressing. Developer need to learn how to listen to the market, which is very, very, very important. Identify first your target market, then you can move forward.
Yes.
Yeah, I do agree to the Dr. Daniel also. Yeah, because that everyone is talking about the ROI, right? But what actually ROI is? So this is actually a very tough question for them. Yeah, I think Charles, you want to add on some things, right?
Yes. Actually, there's no doubt that all these 360 galleries are very, very important today. But if you ask me as a buyer, right, I want to tell about KYC again, which that Daniel brought up. There are many kinds of projects whereby a physical sales gallery will be very, very useful. So it's always good to understand both sides rather than just thinking, okay, I will totally don't want the normal sales gallery. I will just have virtual sales gallery. Look at developments. There are developments in mature neighborhood, right? So in mature neighborhood, all the landed would have already been built. The space will be limited, so they build the high rise. Usually, who buys this high rise? It is the people around. Why do they buy high rise? It is for their children. Because it is not so common for all these young professionals not to have a pool, not to have a gym overlooking the pool, and just stay in a house whereby every other houses are very old, right? So when they want to buy this, right, and you have a gallery, now the family can go and view together. And they even know actually from their house to the actual site would take them just 500 meters, for example. That is a big impact. That you touch it emotionally. Because now everyone will say, hey, I can stay here and I can have dinner at my parents' house anytime. With a virtual gallery alone, father will be looking at it, son will be looking at it, everyone will be looking at everyone, but there's no emotional touch there. Of course, it does not apply to all situations. I totally agree. But let us understand that there are many situations where sales gallery would remain to be very important. Back to you.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Charles, for pointing out another aspect to close the case, which is the emotion. Yeah, this is exactly how the buyer usually they use the emotion to make the decision. Okay. For this one, I think we got another question from one of our audience called Edison. Okay, he is asking that how would you? I think this question can be answered by Charles or Dr. Daniel. Okay, the question is how would you convince someone who is skeptical or and negative on the property market and think that housing market is in a bubble or maybe negative in Malaysia as a result of the political situation and the way government handle the COVID? Yeah,
I go first,
yeah,
Charles. I go first, Charles. You okay? I will just talk about perception and reality. Because one thing is perception. Ooh, so boo. Oh, I don't want the want. That is called perception. Is emotional side. Then I show some number, logic side. I use what agencies, Department of Statistics, my knowledge, good friends like Charles are putting available, are giving as available in the internet. I assemble this data and I will show to this person that Malaysia still have and will keep on having a shortfall of about 600,000 homes. And believe me, is very, very conservative. So show facts and numbers. Charles.
I just want to point out a fact which is what Daniel just shared. The shortage is definitely quite real. But if we look at the actual data of last year, where we actually have many months whereby we were under lockdown, the property transaction was still 140,000. units.
I see.
Please be reminded that we still have 140,000 units being transacted last year when the lockdown was implemented. Yeah,
Yep.
this tells you very, very clearly people need a home. And statistically, let's look at just Klang Valley. Yeah, statistically, every year about 200,000 on average move into Selangor and Kuala Lumpur. Every year, 200,000. Then, of course, your question would be, where does these 200,000 people come from? The fortunate part about Klang Valley is that it is a magnet of all these people from smaller states, all these people from less developed states, whereby the job opportunity may not be that high. On a yearly basis, we have about 300,000 people graduating. Tell me, when these 300,000 people graduate, do they go back to their hometown to work with a degree, with a master, to their village, to their small town and look for a job? Think about it. So if they were to move to the Klang Valley, where do they stay? They need a place to stay. And if we are talking about it is best to rent, these people need a place to rent. Even if you say they should not buy, they should rent, then they need a place to rent, right? And the place to
Yeah.
rent has to come from the supply of new properties. Otherwise, Dr. Daniel will have 20 people staying in his house because he wants to rent out to all these people, right? Because there's no other place, right? And Arthur would have another 20 staying in his house as well. And Chuah better have another 50 rooms in your house, right? This is
Yeah.
the real reality happening in the market today. Yeah, back to you.
I
Yeah.
just add
Yeah.
one sentence. When Charles and myself were talking about giving valuable content, giving education, is all about this, removing the perception and preparing buyers to live a unique virtual experience, because customer experience nowadays is what wins their brain and their heart. You win their heart with artists, you win their brain with data, facts, knowledge, education. This is what the market is looking for.
Okay. Yeah. Thank Charles and Dr. Daniel. Yeah, for your further explanation. So I believe that you guys already answered the question from Edison. Okay. So that actually is the most important thing is need to know your customer very well. You know what they need, then only
Yeah.
you know how to sell your product to them. Yeah, I think this is the main point that is mentioned by Charles and also Dr. Daniel. Okay, for I think due to the time constraint, maybe I just combine some of the question for to be our last question today. Okay, this question I think we can pass it to others. Yeah, is for yours one. Okay, one of our audience is actually asking that like just now I think just now you already mentioned that without the actual sales gallery, the property developers still able to do the virtual show unit based on their 3D perspective, right? Maybe because for their question they actually asking that if let's say without standing on the actual build the actual show unit, is it compulsory to have the artist impression or and also the perspective in order to get the triangle 60 show unit? Or you maybe for this one artist you can have some advice.
Okay. When it comes to digital, I would say that is quite flexible and is kind of unlimited. What you can imagine, we can actually create it. Um, the sales gallery, of course, there's many ways to work on it. Even now, we are trying on trying to create Iron Man virtual sales gallery. It's like when you pick a property, you can just bring out in the hologram, because all this cannot be felt. We only can watch movie like Iron Man kind of movie. But now it's time that we can actually immerse ourselves into this Iron Man kind of world. I mean, this is kind of like technology and futuristics, but we are able to experience it now with this virtual gallery experience that we can select, and then you can bring it out, and then you can talk to it, and then you can rotate it and pick elements, and then zoom in and zoom out. Something like what you're watching the Iron Man. So as I said, when it comes to virtual, is kind of unlimited, because everything is is we do believe that there's time because things are getting more advanced in terms of technology, in terms of this 5G that's been installed, things are getting faster. It will reach a time that you can't really know that which are real and which are virtual because we're going to have this mixed reality going to happen. And that's the time it's going to be very interesting because we also have this idea that we can bring multiple people into the virtual space and they're able to see each other and communicate, and that is actually broadcast to everyone. But you can actually meet virtually and see each other virtually. So it's kind of unlimited potential, and with the technology, with the hardware and the software and the infrastructure has been set it up, things will get more real and more emotionally connected because you're now talking and able to respond, able to see. Yeah, it's
More
kind of
interactive.
yes, yes,
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Atas, for your explanation. Yeah,
most
I
welcome.
think there is one
It's a bit
question that I
fast.
found very interesting, and I think this one can be our closing question today. Yeah, this question actually is from Nemi. Okay, she is asking when Malaysia will reach the maturity of digital property sales experience and online property purchase, since our system to sign and stamp of the agreement is not ready yet in Malaysia. Okay, for this, I think perhaps Dr. Daniel, you can answer for this question. Yeah, as you are also the deputy president of the Malaysia Protect Association also. So I think you are the most suitable people to answer for this maturity of the digital property experience. Yeah, Dr. Daniel.
Yeah, thank you, Chow. But I'm pretty sure that both Charles and Arthur will add some comment at the end. We are more than ready, actually, much more than ready, because we have an e-signing and e-contract acts and laws which have been tabled more than 20 years ago. We are already using e-signing. Every time we do a transaction, we receive an OTP confirmation. We place this OTP in without knowing that that OTP is our e-signing. So we are ready. And our current president of the Malaysian PropTech Association, Miss Elizabeth Siu, founder of Lepro System Bahad, is the person who has been connecting with the government and getting the government to slowly be ready to approve e-contract, e-signing, and e-stamping for SPA and loan agreement. So with that done, the whole property buying journey will be a virtual experience. Now is already a virtual experience, just missing that small part. But it's going to happen, is happening fast. One more thing that I would like to add for property developers concerned about costing, ROI, and all these things. Think about the past. You were building an expensive sales gallery to sell your project to Malaysians. Now you built a virtual, beautiful experience, full sales gallery, show house, 3D view of the satellite view, and so on. You give good content through people like Charles or myself and many others in the market. To whom? To the whole world. To the whole world. Because as far as we are now sitting together in this forum from 4 different locations in Malaysia, yesterday or day before yesterday, I was sitting in a round table with more than 27 different countries represented virtually. We were all physically present, but virtually communicating, which is exactly what your sales representative will be able to do not in the future, is already happening now. Charles Arthur, add in.
Actually, I seriously agree that everything can be done online. If you ask me, I think I also shared before. It's not just all these transactions. In fact, if you look at how AI is evolving and how robotics is evolving, actually even a lot of these jobs which is done by humans today, like even surgery, like even programming, already can be done by AI, can be done by robot. So definitely possible. This is one of the biggest possibilities that is going to happen. Yeah, but let's come back to the ground for now. If we look at all these advanced property markets, not all the transactions are done online at the moment. So this is the reality. But if the question is, can it be done? Yes, it can be done. Yeah, just a question of the timing, probably when is the right question. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Daniel.
I want to add one thing, one very short sentence that I forgot. You all remember, public, you all remember one thing, that every time someone is visiting your website, your social media, your virtual galleries, your dropping your call for action page, whatever virtual place, digitalized place they visit, they drop information. They tell you who they are, what they are looking for, where are they from. Plenty of information, voluntarily or involuntarily. Meaning, all these online applications are generating tons and tons of data for developers and marketers to have a look, read, and apply what Charles, myself, Artus, and everyone is saying here. KYC, know your customers.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Daniel. Atos, you got anything to add on?
No. I'm really glad to be in this platform. I think by working together from different industry, and we can complete the process in a better and streamlined way. Um,
Yeah.
yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Thanks,
going to be
Atos. Okay.
exciting. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Atos. Thank you, Dr. Daniel. Also, thank you, Charles. And thank you all so much, okay, for your interesting insight and also your experience. Okay, there's been plenty of the question inside our Q&A, but due to the time constraint, we are not able to answer every question today. So if let's say for our audience, if you got any further question regarding our services or about the question to Dr. Daniel, Charles, or to others, you can just fill up the Google form link in the chat box or just WhatsApp us. Okay, our team will be in touch with you. And also thank you again for the time to join us today. Okay, thank you, Dr. Daniel. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, others. Okay, we hope that the information that provided by our speaker today will help you guys, okay, today to make a right decision when choosing the best digital solution for your property business. Okay, last but not least, yeah, don't forget to scan the QR code at the bottom right of your screen to get the 25 ringgit voucher sponsored by Big Two Bazaar. Okay, thank you everyone for having us today. Okay, I'm signing off now. See you guys soon in our next series. Stay safe, stay home. Bye.